Hello and welcome to CIPD Bitesize. In this video, we're going to be looking at AC 3.2 of the 5001 Organizational Performance and Culture in Practice unit. Now, this is a scenario-based unit, so we're going to do a couple of pauses so that you can read the scenario. If you're already fully up to speed with the scenario, great. You really need to sort of have a grip of the scenario to be able to progress and pass this question. So we're going to do a 3, 2, 1 pause so that you can pause and read the scenario. There's 2 pages because it's a hefty scenario. So here we go. This is task 1. Everything is task 1. You have 4,550 words, which is around about 380 words per AC. This is AC 3.2. And we'll do 3, 2, 1 pause part 1 and then 3, 2, 1 pause part 2. So 3, 2, 1, read the scenario. 3, 2, 1 pause. And then 3, 2, 1 pause. This should make sure that you're fully up to speed with the scenario. Scenario is critical. So, analyze how people practices could help Chaffinch Group fill 100% resident rooms within 6 months. Now, what you need to factor in this particular question is all the things that have gone on with the change in the organization. Everything you've been doing for the last few questions does feed into this. But what they're asking you to do here is have a commercial mindset from a HR perspective, thinking about how improvements to staff, recruitment, retention, development, training impacts the business and the retention and resident rooms. So it's all very well and good saying we need well-being initiatives, we need training, development, we need to ensure that people culturally fit, we need to make sure people go through the change process. That's great. That is all great stuff. But the truth of the matter is Chaffinch Group need 100% resident rooms filled so that they can afford to pay the staff their wages. So how does this interconnect? And that's what they want you to do with this question. So analyze means data, it means statistics, it means rationale. So how I would break this question down: analyze how people practices, okay? So again, multiple could help Chaffinch Group fill 100% of their vacancy. So I would look at one of the things that you've addressed earlier, and then I would look at another one of the things that you've addressed earlier. I would pull out some data, and then I would connect it to commercial outcomes. So how has changing a recruitment process affected an outcome for a business? It can sound scary, this particular question, but genuinely, if you think about what's going wrong within the business at this moment in time, when you think about what's going wrong with staff, it becomes really easy to understand because you've got information about the residents, you've got information about the staff. There are things you can do relatively simply in terms of engagement and communication and transparency that you can then back up with evidence, references, and citations to really answer this question relatively. So, as always, we break the question down. This is 3.2. Your verb is analyze. The scenario required yes. Your word count is 380. I will break it down into people practices. So, people practice 1, people practice 2, with evidence as to why it would be, and they will be my references and my citations. Here's an example of one filled out, as we always do. And here are some fact sheets that I would recommend, because CIPD loves CIPD: organizational design, CIPD fact sheet on workforce planning, and CIPD fact sheet on job design. These are some recommended reading. This will point you in the right direction because it's got information that you would need. I think that would help you get towards a good answer with some data and some statistics and some research connected to the things that I think will come up in the scenario, but I'm not going to make the direct link for you and sort of give you the direct answer for this one. It is there. You've just got to sort of ensure that you've fully read the scenario. Now, as always, we give you a bit of a fictitious scenario to try and help you comprehend the question and just think about it in a little bit of a different light. And for this, we brought in HR Dumbledore, it seems. So In the enchanted haven of Chaffinch, a mystical land nested between moonlit hills and a whispering wood, stood an ancient care manor known as the enchanted haven of Chaffinch. It was once full of joy, song, stardust, tea, but now many of its rooms sit empty as the spark has dimmed. The wise enchanter gathered her council of caretakers and said, if we wish to fill these halls once more, we must enchant not just the rooms, but the hearts of those that serve them. And thus they turned the most powerful magic of all, HR. All right, people practices this. But anyway, spell 1, summoning the worthy. Instead of calling any wanderers with a paper scroll, they crafted a magical compass that pointed to only those with warm hearts and steady hands. True caregivers. When the new helpers arrived, they were greeted by songbirds and guided by elder mentors, and even given cloaks of belonging. Spell 2, the knowledge infusion. The hall of learning was reopened. Here carers were trained in potions, patience, spells of comfort, and the art of listening to silence. They practiced how to bring peace to restless minds and light to lonely hearts. Spell 3 was the fire of the hearth. Lady Farron enchanted the hearth in every break room, keeping it warm from storytelling. Carers were gifted enchanting mirrors to speak their minds anonymously and aloud, and was celebrated every full moon with feasts and tales. Spell 4 was the mirror of growth. Rather than punish mistakes, Lady Farron used enchanted mirrors that showed not faults, but paths for improvement. They were coached from gently dark spells like burnout were dissolved and shared, rested, and reflection. And then spell 5, the whispering winds. The words spread through the forest. Birds carried messages of joy. Families told tales in taverns. Students from nearby academies came to apprentice, drawn by the enchanted place that felt like a kinship. In just 6 months, every room felt an enchanted haven. It was filled with elders laughing, staff dancing, and love echoing through the halls like a songbird in spring. So, how do you build a structure for success? How do you build an environment that's positive and encompassing and makes people want to be part of it? How do you make people within the organization, whether they are residents, because they will experience your staff day to day, or whether it's your staff themselves, feel like they're part of the belonging? How do you ensure everybody's heard and everyone's valued? That's the key to this. I'm sure you'll do great. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.